Welcome to This Got Me Thinking, where clarity comes from conversations and the ideas that spark from it. I am your host, Chris LaFay, and I am excited for this inaugural episode of the show. And today I get to speak with Daphne Ginchler, and I was extremely excited to have a conversation with her today because she just went on a trip to Japan, and as all entrepreneurs and leaders know, that when you get a chance to hop time zones, you are effectively forced to turn off for a little while and really push the reset button. And now that she's been back, I wanted to hear a little bit about what she learned, and she dove into this amazing story about being able to participate in a tea ceremony. And rather than me try to re-explain it all, pass it over to her. When you were in Japan, talking about like the rituals of how everything is so like human touch and very structured and oriented, what was one of the things that you did there that stands out to you, that you were like, this is the like creme de la creme of that human touch and ritualistic experience? That's a weird
Yeah.
phrase, but we'll go with it.
Yeah. So we went to a matcha tea ceremony where
Okay.
we went to this kind of traditional Japanese house and everyone takes off their shoes, and you enter this tea ceremony room that's like
Mhm.
specifically dedicated to tea ceremonies. And you go through this like weird entrance where you like crawl through into the
What?
room. Yeah.
No idea. Holy crap.
Yeah, I had no idea. And we were with these two elderly people. And so it was like my dad and I were like trying to help them as well. This like elderly English couple. And we're like, oh gosh, this is not the, the thing
Oh
for them.
my word.
But so we all go through this entrance, we all take our shoes off, and we're all like sitting on the ground. And basically, they go through that sort of ritual entrance to make sure that everyone's an equal in that room. So status and hierarchies disappear.
That's really okay. Wait, so I thought though that hierarchy in Japanese culture was like the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, oh, what?
So
So is there a
it is.
reason why they leveled the playing field there? And if you don't know, that's fine. But I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Um, I don't know the exact reason why the playing field has been leveled, but I think it's just a sense of respect both from the host and the guests.
Interesting.
So I think it's to emphasize that.
Hmm.
And then there's a special section where people could leave their samurai swords. So like before you enter, like everyone like takes their weapons away and like puts them in the sword section.
The swords, because you were probably carrying one this whole time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, of course, logically.
But the host, she gave my dad like a sword so that on the way into the room, she could show
Oh.
him he can leave the sword there. So once we all sat down, it was the actual ceremony of making the tea. And so there's like a way to prepare the tea. And so they have like steamed water in this kettle. There's a way to remove the spoon from the kettle and pour it into the teacup, and you know, spoon out the matcha powder. And like, there's a way to like shake the like matcha whisk when you make it. Like, there's like hands that you're supposed to hold the cup with and then support the cup with. So it's like this, there's so many steps to actually making the tea itself too. And then steps to drinking the tea. So you take like 3 sips, and then your last sip, you make this really loud slurping sound to let the host know that you're done.
What do we do that is so purposefully crafted in our business? So we're talking a lot about automation and making things easier and more efficient right now. it really makes you think, like when you go back and look at your processes, how are you elevating the experience to be memorable? Like that's the whole point. Not the whole point necessarily, but what we do should be memorable. That's the whole idea of getting in referrals, right? For pretty much any type of business, is if the experience that somebody has working with you is memorable, that will stick with you for months and years. The thing is, some of these memorable things can't be automated, right? You can't streamline a process so much in the name of efficiency and still make memorable experiences, because in order for them to be memorable, they have to be custom tailored in some way, shape, or form. That's not easy to do. And so my challenge from this that I want to take back is, we have all these processes that we run our businesses with, that we run our marketing departments with. Where are we injecting surprise, random moments of happiness and kindness? Where are we being memorable? And that is what Daphne Ginchler got me thinking. Thanks for tuning in today. I look forward to telling more stories.